What's up, y'all? Welcome to the On the Come Up podcast, where creative entrepreneurs share their come up journeys that turn their passions into success. I'm your host, Kimberly, so let's get started. What is up, guys? We are back with another episode. Today we have Maria.
Hi.
Maria is a makeup artist based out of Dallas, Texas.
Mm-hmm.
How long have you been doing makeup for?
Well, like on other people, or like my makeup journey on
Your makeup
me?
journey,
Well,
from the beginning.
from the beginning.
When did you start tackling into makeup or messing with makeup?
Ooh, I was really little. I grew up with a very glamorous mom, and I had older cousins, and I was not the youngest, but one of the younger ones, and so I just would see them get ready anytime we had a party or anything, and my mom had a collection of makeup, so I would dabble in it, and it was until 6th grade that I would start hiding. I would steal my mom's lip liner and lipstick and mascara, and then I would put it on when they dropped me off at school. And then and I had traditional Mexican parents, so they were like, no, you can't wear makeup
right,
that young.
Same.
So then I would try to wash it off after school, but I got caught, and so I just never really stopped. They'd get mad at me, and I'd stop, and then I'd sneak it in, and that's when it started. I think I started wearing makeup way too young. Eventually they gave up, and then I was allowed to wear makeup. So then I would match my eyeshadow to my tank top, to my shoelaces, to my bows, and so that's how young it started. Shortly after high school, I got a job at MAC, and that's when I started really doing freelance makeup on other people, and it wasn't just on myself. So I've been doing freelance makeup for others since 2017, I believe. I graduated in 16. I think in 2017, after a year of working there, is when I was really okay, I'm ready. And I started doing makeup on other people.
Okay, so after working for MAC, what made you be okay, I no longer want to work for MAC, I want to do this on my own?
I think things started to change from I loved the artistry of makeup, and I've loved just the theory, color theory, anything artistic. I try to do it all, and then it came to a point where it went to be a lot about sales, and that kind of took a little bit of my love away from it, from working there, as well as I realized I started to have people come to the counter and be is Maria here, or is Marilu here? And that's when I realized okay, you know what, it makes more sense for me to start I'm bringing the business here, it's me, and they want my artistry, not so much Mac's products. And so that's when I was okay. And then I started to realize it takes me X amount of hours working here for me to do one face over here, and I'm saying a lot of no's to business, because working at a counter, you have to work weekends, and most stuff is on weekends anyway. So that's kind of really all three things made me be one, it's not fun anymore because you guys are just always talking to me about sales. And then I realized I can make more money, and I don't have anybody in my ear getting mad at me for not selling makeup.
How do you think your makeup style has evolved over the years?
I think my style has evolved with me. As I've gotten older, it's changed. I think I grew up chubby, and I grew up the awkward person. I grew up the funky rocker person. And so I think in a way, as I said, I had older cousins. I really wanted to be cool and pretty like them, so I started to do my makeup in a way to be pretty and cool. And then from then on, I think it transformed to then, instead of using makeup to hide me, I used makeup to showcase who I am in a way, because I used to do very colorful makeup. I started doing makeup when the makeup industry blew up in social media. So Instagram started, and people would start posting their makeup on Instagram and things like that. So it was all about funky, fun, colorful makeup. And then, like, as I get older and as I become more confident, I then don't use makeup to hide me, but to embrace the person that I am. And now, if you ask me now what my makeup style is, like, now I feel like I used to love, like, hardcore glam, which you probably look at me like, you're still there. But now I feel like I like makeup that makes me feel like I still want to recognize myself. Like, there's two styles now of where, like, glam, and then there's that, I guess, clean girl, but not really clean girl. More like, I still want to look like me, and I don't want to change my features, but I want to enhance them. And so I feel like as I get older, as my frontal lobe develops, my makeup develops as well. And I feel like I grow up with my clients too. Like, as a makeup artist, you attract clients that identify with you. Like, if they like your makeup, they're going to book with you because they like your makeup. And so as my makeup style changes, my clients do too. Like, they grow up with me. They're like, I used to, like, book you when I was your age, and I like that glam, and now I like this kind of glam, just like you.
I know for someone who, like, you mentioned before that you had the traditional Hispanic parents, so do I.
Yeah.
Right? And so I wasn't allowed to wear makeup either, and when I was 15. So even now, like, I still don't know how to do makeup. Like, don't even look at my makeup right now.
You look great.
And then I feel like, so you were talking about the glam, like, you just want to enhance yourself. I feel like every time I get my makeup done, I feel like I look like a different person because I'm not used to wearing so much makeup. And so I don't know how, like, other people see it, like when one...
Just like that.
Like, oh, she looks different with all that makeup on.
Oh, I see.
And it's just like, it's just because I don't wear, like, a lot of makeup to begin with, like, on a regular basis, so when I do get a full glam, it's like, oh, girl, you're wearing a lot of makeup, and I'm just like, well, I didn't know how to, like,
differentiate
right, between
the
two.
Yeah. Or you mean your eye is also not trained to see it, as well as you don't... Makeup and makeup styles isn't in your everyday vocabulary. So for you to be like, I think it is a little difficult for someone who doesn't know a lot about makeup to go in there and be like, I want a medium coverage, not soft coverage, but not full glam. So that is something that's a little tricky as a consumer. But I think it's very important as a makeup artist to know that about their clients. Like, I think and that's one thing that really happens, like, in business, of course, like, you are the professional and you are the expert here. That's why people are coming to you. So I think as a makeup artist, it's important to be like, what is your normal everyday makeup routine? All right, what are you comfortable with? Like, what is it that you are wanting to achieve? Like, getting your makeup done can mean so many things. Like you said, maybe you want to look like you, but just a little zhuzhed up, not completely change. And I think that's something that really has to, like, it really has to be something that's talked about. Like, people need to be educated about it as a consumer as well as a service provider to provide that information, like, and really ask. Because some people get stuck in their ways of being like, this is how I do makeup. This is how, like, and if you don't like it, I'm not the makeup artist for you, which is a great approach. However, it's also, I think it's great to diversify, and just be able to, but that's what I say, I fell in love with the artistry of it, I fell in love with, like, getting to know different skin, different types, different makeup styles, different professions and stuff like that. So yeah, I know what you're saying.
Well, for someone who doesn't, like, my mom never wore makeup.
Yeah.
So it's like I was never brought into that.
Yeah.
I wish I was, like, I feel like I could do something nice on my face every now and then, but it's just like, I barely learned how to put on lashes, like, the past year.
Yeah, and lashes are so...
And I would always ask my mom to do it, or my friend to put on my lashes. Like, I never knew how to do it,
Yeah.
Can you share a pro tip that others may not know?
A pro tip that others may not know. Oh my gosh. Okay, well, this is one thing. For, like, you're Hispanic, right? I think a lot of times, so if you're Hispanic or if you have a similar complexion like me, if you feel like your foundations are always too orange or yellow, or they look dark, or just typically orange, right? They put orange. If you drop a little pigment that they sell at Ulta, it's a blue pigment. Blue cancels out red. So it cancels out those really, really warm tones. And if you put a little drop of blue in it, it'll neutralize it to where it's like a less orange foundation. And it'll just, if you keep red, white, and blue, not really. Honestly, to me, the most important thing is to keep blue and white in your collection. And I think these pigments are like literally $10. But if you keep these in your collection, anytime that you either get too light, like in the winter, or you buy a foundation and you realize it's too orange for you, you can mix these two pigments in there and it lightens it, and it also neutralizes that really, really orange tone. And that's what I do in my kit. Like, I will only buy like, let's say 5 shades of foundation per foundation, and that's how I'll customize people. Like, my foundation, you might be just a little bit lighter, I'll use my foundation, or like my color foundation. And if I see it's a little too orange, I'll put a little bit of blue, and I'm like, okay, it's better, but now it's still a little too dark. Then I'll put a little bit of white in there. And that's how you can make a foundation work during the summer, during the winter, when you get a little more color. I think that's like something not everybody knows.
I didn't know that, obviously.
And it saves you a lot of money, because how many times do you go to Sephora, the most viral foundation, it's like $40, $50,
and it's the wrong color.
And it's the wrong color. But then you can buy this little $10 pigment from Ulta and then drop it in there, or whatever. Well, you can buy 2 pigments, but whatever, you can buy that in there, and it fixes most of your foundation problems. So I think that's a really good tip. It's a little bit of color theory there.
Yeah, a little bit of that. Now that is art right there.
Yeah.
Is there a celebrity you love to do makeup for?
No, I don't really like to do makeup on celebrities, or I don't think I like that experience, to be honest.
What would be your what's your favorite clientele?
My favorite clientele, I would say my favorite clientele are like the retired glam girls, like the ones who I don't, maybe this is the Aries of me, that I like people that remind me of me. But like, I love a very, okay, you know what, I like people who kind of want a celebrity look. There's such a big difference in like Instagram makeup that photographs like that, right? And then celebrity style makeup. Lately I've been really into celebrity style, like celebrity where your makeup looks like skin, glows like skin, it's thin, your features are all naturally enhanced, where you don't see like me. I feel like I came in here and I was like, okay, blush blindness came in real hard today. So don't take me as a reference. But people who were like, I still want to look like me pretty much, and I want things enhanced. Like, I don't want a super high contrast in my contour and my highlight and my blush. I want everything to be just very strategically enhanced. And I feel like I have a lot of fun with those, because as time is going by, I'm now able to see that, not that you shouldn't, but now I don't want to be able to see where things end and start anymore. So I feel like a very polished me, but better, with a little bit of glam. Did I even answer your question? I'm sorry.
Oh, yeah, you did. But what's been the most rewarding experience of your career so far?
I think doing what I like has been very rewarding. I think I've had many journeys, and like I said, I've always loved anything art, whether it was dancing, whether it was painting, drawing, photography. I dabbled in that as well. Video making, I still do that too. But I always go back to makeup somehow. I think makeup has been the only thing I can be consistent in my life. Like, something I never get tired of. I'm pretty sure I have ADHD. I'm undiagnosed, but I'm pretty sure I have it. And so a lot of things I tend to I mean, one, I'm delusional. I think I can do anything and everything. But two, I never get bored of makeup. Like, I never, and like, I'm over it, you know. I've always been back. And I think that's been something that I really enjoyed, that's kept me going, is that I just really, really enjoy it. And I think I enjoy making people feel better in a way, and not so much just by my artistry or by doing people's makeup, but like really sitting with them and creating an experience. Like, sometimes as women, we don't get told of certain things, like certain compliments. Like, I don't know, sometimes maybe we're not even treated that nice by other people, or sometimes we have such deep-rooted insecurities, so sometimes I'm able to, hey, you have the cutest nose ever. And they're like, oh my God, and I was like, no, you do, you have a great nose. Or like, you know, I have a client who sit and talk to me about their boyfriend, and I'm just like, look, you are the baddest bitch I've ever seen. Like, you know what I mean? So I feel like having very pretty moments with people has been very rewarding for me. Whether that's me just making you feel better about yourself today because you look like in a way that you've never looked at yourself before. You just see yourself in a different way, whether it's physically, emotionally, or mentally.
So you really like magnifying the beauty in someone.
Yeah.
In and out.
Yeah. Yeah, I think so. And I think that's what I try to do with my content as well. Like, I think I try to, my strategy is to pull people in by sharing something informational, like, you know, the tip I just gave, but then having you stay for like the other message of like, hey, like, you know, you can do anything and be anything and do whatever you want. And makeup has just been a way for me to attract people to me and have somebody listen to me and sit in my chair. So, yeah.
Have you had clients that turn into friends?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have.
I feel like those are like the best.
The best.
Yeah.
The one where like we're literally the same person.
Have you had to make any sacrifices to pursue your passion?
Yeah. I definitely have. I think, yeah, I definitely have made a lot of sacrifices. I actually currently during COVID, I moved to Dallas, so I'm new to Dallas actually. And I had a really good gig selling cars during like after COVID. But it sucked the soul out of me. Like, it made me miserable, and it was the most money I've ever made. And I was like, I feel like I have more to offer to this world, so I'm just gonna take this little amount of money that I've saved up, and I'm gonna put it into something, or I'm gonna use it to be my cushion, and I'm just gonna start over again. And I left all my clients in Oklahoma, and I started fresh here in Dallas. And I was gonna say, I haven't been promoting a lot lately, but I had to regather myself and regather all my clients and start from the bottom. Like, I used to do makeup for people who, like, they had their own clientele, and then they'd get so busy that they would need other, like, help. So they would send other makeup artists in their name. And so I would do that, you know, which was really, like, a very interesting experience, because when I started in my hometown, like, I became the known makeup girl, you know, so I never really had to put so much effort into finding clients. Like, the clients would usually find me, and it was a humbling experience, have to go like, hey, trust me, I can do makeup too, you know. So yeah.
What made you move? Like, what made you choose Texas?
Well, a significant other.
Oh.
Yeah. But I feel like I manifested that. I always said I was going to leave Tulsa. It's a big, small city, if that makes sense. Like, I feel like when I tell people Oklahoma, they think of like cows and stuff and buffaloes. But it was a city, but it was still small. But it's still like a city. So I just always knew that, because me being a content creator and a makeup artist has always gone hand in hand. So I just always knew that I was going to move here. And my mom has aunts here. So for Christmases or parties, like, we would come to Dallas. And somehow on my 21st birthday, I ended up matching with somebody, and now we're engaged, and I've been in Dallas for 6 years.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, so you moved over here for a partner that you're still with,
Yes.
you know?
Yes.
I've heard a lot of stories that people move for partners and they're like, they end up going their own journey, but it's nice to hear that you're still with your partner, so congratulations.
Thank you. Yeah, it's worked out. It's worked out for sure.
If you could go back and give your younger self one piece of advice, what would it be?
Ooh, I would love to tell myself that I'm a lot smarter than I think, and that education is very important. I think one of my biggest things that makes me want to cry sometimes, or instantly like will make me want to cry, is I feel like, I don't want to cry, but I feel like I should have gone to school. And I would love to tell myself that that's something that was possible and that I was indeed smart enough. Even though it wasn't my fault completely that I didn't go to school. I have DACA. I'm not sure if you're familiar with that.
I've heard of it, but I don't exactly know like what it entails.
DACA is basically a permit for children who were brought to the United States illegally. And it was a permit for those kids who are now in their adult life to have a permit to be able to work and go to school. Previous to this this law or this permit, if you were a undocumented child or a documented person, you weren't able to pretty much go to school, if that makes sense. Like, you could go to school, but if you didn't have like a social security number, you couldn't work. Like, it didn't matter, you couldn't have any financial aid or anything of the sort. So when this came about, I was in high school, so during that time, I went to a Tulsa public school. It was a really crappy public school. So whenever it came down to that and I went to ask for help for it, none of my counselors knew anything about it. So it was kind of like, you can't go to school. So then I just kind of gave up on it.
So when you say school, you meant like you wish you would have gone to college?
Yes, I would have gone to college. That would have been something that I would have very much, even if I would have still pursued what it is now, but I would have a lot more tools under my belt to legitimize my business and what I want to do. And I'd probably have, a lot better strategy and so many different things and ways, and made like a big empire of it versus kind of, do you speak Spanish? Okay. Well, there's a term to hacerlo las cosas a lo güey, which is mean to do stuff dumbly. You just kind of wing it. Do things very wing it, and that would have been something that I would have told myself that I can't do. Because one of my biggest insecurities is that I'm not smart enough for things.
Is it too late now, do you think, or you can't, or what, have you thought about it?
No, I want to, but I feel like, again, I just feel like I'm not smart enough. I feel like I would crumble, shrivel up, and die. I think that, again, I went to a really crappy school. So when I tell you, like, it was so crappy, I didn't have a math teacher for my sophomore and junior year in high school. So it's so funny because I loved math and I was really good at it. I think it's pre-algebra, your freshman year in high school. Anyway, so I skipped sophomore and junior year, right? And then senior year, we had this super smart teacher, and he loved math. He said math was his girlfriend. Like, he loved math. And so he was so excited to bring math, but some of us were so behind already, and he was just so, like, into it. I think he was like a new teacher, so I think he still like maybe struggled to dumb things down a little bit for us. Anyways, I remember crying in that class so much because I just did not understand. Like, I could not understand. So then now I have this fear that I'm like, I'm too behind. I'm too late. Like, I'd have to start from scratch. So and on top of that, there is still a little bit of some issues because I still currently have DACA. So there is some issues with like getting financial aid. You can't, you as a DACA recipient, you don't qualify for government assistance. So any kind of aid would have to be private private loans or private scholarships.
Oh, okay.
So
So it's kind of like a process.
Yeah, and I was, during my time, I'm in the age range where we're literally like, how would you say it, the pioneers? Like, we're the first. So we didn't know, I didn't know. Like, right now I have a younger sister. She's 18, 19, 20, something like that. And I look at her and I'm like, oh, I can kind of try to guide you. But, like, I didn't have that. Like, it was just me. And it was just us, like, other young people. Now there's a lot more resources, and now it's up to, like, I feel like there is more out there for me to do. It's just a matter of me actually doing it. So now it's in the plans. But yeah.
I wanted to ask, for the makeup artist, are you self-taught? Like, did you learn how to do it yourself, or was it when you started working at MAC?
I'm pretty much self-taught. I did go to cosmetology school, so if any makeup artists out there, you don't learn makeup in cosmetology school. You literally please don't go to cosmetology school and get a cosmetology degree when you only want to do makeup, because I did that. I thought I wanted to do hair as well and stuff, but no, I loved makeup. So anyways, I pretty much taught myself. I learned at MAC by trial and error. So it took me like a year for me to really feel comfortable and really study. MAC did have a really great program back then where they actually sent me to Dallas and do a class, but it was mostly about like their products and stuff. So I learned as I went. And my version of fun was me working and then me going home and practicing a makeup look, taking pictures and posting it on Facebook and Instagram. So I invested a lot of time because that was my fun time. And so that's pretty much how I learned. It was trial and error. And so I guess I would say, yeah, I'm self-taught.
Self-taught, yeah, but you also are certified.
Yes.
Yeah.
To be a makeup artist, you don't need anything, but I did go to cosmetology school. Did I learn anything there? No. I think I actually was the one teaching the classes when it came down to the makeup course part. So, yeah.
Cosmetology covers, like, what, hair, nails, everything?
Yes. So you have that license. You're able to do all of it under that umbrella. Now you can be an esthetician, and that covers just like skin things. It also could cover makeup, but you're not allowed to basically use anything with scissors or that can cut things off of a body. Like, I said that's so weird, but
like surgery type.
Yeah, like cutting hair.
Oh, okay.
That's why you need a cosmetologist license for that.
Okay, we're gonna play a little this or that makeup edition.
Okay.
Fenty Beauty or Rare?
Rare.
Rare. Are you a Selena Gomez fan?
No. I mean, I'm not a Selena Gomez hater, but I'm not would I say, do I like Selena Gomez? Yeah. Am I like a fan? No. I'm more a fan of Rihanna.
Rihanna.
Yeah. But I like Rare Beauty's makeup.
Okay, I have MAC or NARS, but I'm going to say MAC or Sephora.
Sephora.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Tarte or Too Faced?
Probably Too Faced.
Morphe or ColourPop?
Ooh, it depends. I don't know. I want to say they're both so good. But I have a emotional connection to Morphe. I also worked for Morphe for a little bit. I think Morphe. Let's say Morphe.
And Makeup Forever or Urban Decay?
Urban Decay.
Now, I don't know if any of these makeups are even
relevant.
Are even like competitive to one another.
Yeah.
Because you don't know nothing about makeup over here.
Yeah.
I know your basic MAC and Sephora.
Yeah, those are the two main girly pops.
Ones. I was like, okay, that's what I have to do.
No, they're really good. They were very comparable.
Oh, they were?
Yeah,
okay.
Very much
I had
spot on.
Oh, you're probably like, that doesn't compare.
Yeah.
It's like, I know Walmart and Target, but
yeah.
I was like, are those comparable? Yeah. Well, Maria, thank you so much for sharing your journey, and you guys, hopefully you took some good information. I did not know about that pro tip, so.
Yeah. Let me know if you have any question or have any special shoot or anything. I got you.
And let them know where they can find you.
You can find me everywhere: YouTube, not Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok at looksxmarilu. And I will be there. I post a lot of things about makeup tips mostly, and a lot of lifestyle content as well. Yeah.
YouTube fam, don't forget to subscribe, like, and you can find On the Come Up podcast on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. We will see you guys in 2 weeks.